So I guess there were a number of core functional themes that this design. What we have here is a kind of think of space station here. Each of these points are nodes, and they're nodes not only physically in the conference space, but also the nodes that have been created over the year on the website. And the size of the node represents their importance on the website. And they're connected. The more important you are, the more connections you have. And these connections are slides. You jump into them and you slide down into them. There are some nodes here that you notice are absolutely tiny, and those are the shame nodes. But nevertheless, you could probably get your hand in them at the conference venue. What we then have, so firstly, that was the idea of continuation and continuation, not culmination. It was also very important, it was felt to have a single venue and a single, very well interconnected venue at which different streams weren't actually pushed off into silos, but to make sure that these chutes with these sliding chutes down into different node rooms were properly and massively interconnected. We of course need to have, and this is an absolutely essential part of the project, we like to underline it, is Heather's Palace, where shit happens, I think. But possibly more importantly, there was the whole notion of how can we do peer-produced culture on a big scale, at an event like this, and the thought over here was that we should all have houses in which we can do joint cooking as streams, as groups, and someone then pointed out, this shouldn't be joint cooking, this should be joint sushi production. And not only should it be joint sushi production, but there should be a competition for designing the best CC roll. And so peer production, sushi peer production. There should be a media room, there should be a big tech room, there should be, of course, a swimming pool to throw Heather into, there should be a computer lab for those who don't have laptops, and talking of laptops, on day one, there should be a no laptop expedition. Yeah! So please note, the bus has a no laptop here sign. And, this is part of the recognition that laptops destroy sometimes culture.
Yeah!
So, first things first, we all stay in one big giant palace, which is actually a hotel room, and it should be a castle, and that there should be very culinary fare. Basically, our group was concerned with integrating social with information. So, bars around the exhibition space. Okay.
Yeah!
There's the free word.
To encapsulate the gist of our thing was that it needs to be broader in different levels, like broader in terms of inclusion of other countries, inclusion of more languages. We need simultaneous translation for every single lecture into all the languages. We're going to have trillions of dollars to do it. And then we need, just for first things first, for the entire year prior, we need a kind of overmixer for the entire year prior. So it's not just like a little overmixer, it's a continuous process that starts a year ahead of time. And it's music, it's film, and it would culminate in an Oscar.
Yeah!
And down the night, we have our extraordinary social space, which has live concerts and exhibition halls surrounding it. And a social space which could double as like a party space, or a dance space, or a think tank. Now, we were worried about film because it would seem right to have a dedicated cinema, so that nightly or daily there could be screenings of all. There was a very small cinema quotient here.
And we need to screen several times.
Huh?
Several times, not just once for each movie.
Okay, we want double headers, we want, whatever you call that. And then with the, I have to say this because it's my thing, but the art quotient. Tim and I had a lot of coffee this morning and we suddenly started talking about the Artist-in-Residence program as being, this was a great way to start, but it was a funny place to start because we're all part of this small part of art, visual culture, which is the art world, which is the least concerned with copyright and licensing of any kind. So what we really need is to have the documentary filmmakers and the people for whom copyright is really broken. We need 20 of them. And we need a variety of visual culture practitioners who are at loggerheads. We need commercial photographers, photojournalists, ethnophotographers, because that brings in the whole anthropology segment, which is a really thorny issue with who owns culture. We need to bring in comics makers, we need to bring in animators, we need to bring in illustrators who do things for hire, people who rely on licensing, and we need artists in the art world.
Sorry.
I think that's just the end of the whole year of the iCommons, so I think that must be the result of the whole year at the iCommons. So as soon as you have now this new website, that everyone can put their work, their art, their music, and their film and everything, and that you can vote and everything. So I think the iCommons must use this whole year that people, the community, are using the website to show their work, to show to everyone and give some prize and everything. So to have a less intellectual discussion thing and more cultural and reality.
Yeah, and workshops that run more than 1 hour.
Okay, longer workshop. Awesome. Whoa, thank you.
We're bigger than 3. So we went for a form of architectural determinism and decided the entire thing would be how it's laid out rather than crazy, scatty, loopy things. Essentially, what we're trying to do is just rethink a bit the shapes of rooms and the ways in which people move through the venue. So the idea is you come to the registration booking type place at the front of the booking something else. So the registration, you arrive here, you then walk through a kind of noisy, boisterous art space, chilling out in chairs and bars and stuff like that. And video games and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And you can walk, and then you're kind of in this like atrium, and you've got around to the different rooms. So you've got a quiet space with something I'll talk about later, an informal debate space and a formal debate space or discussion space. And this was kind of rethinking the stream idea. So rather than having streams around like education or things like that, it would be about, as Manolo put it, methodology. So there'd be formal presentations in this room, and this is where there'd be a podium and lecture and so on. And in this it would be more like a kind of a everyone in a circle and everyone debating and discussing issues. And if it was
togas.
Sorry?
In togas.
In togas, yeah. So the informal meeting has to be Roman Senate, and it absolutely, anything electrical is banned. You arrive in a toga and you sit down and debate. The formal one can be as electrical and laptopy as you want. Then around these, there are sort of breakout rooms, much more breakout space, and you're able to book out these breakout rooms to, at any point you want to go with somebody and discuss it in more detail, or you have a group of people so you can then go up and use this room for an hour and you can sit down and discuss it. In the quiet room, there's then going to be kind of a digital wall, and we had lots of different ideas like all sort of the Flickr photo stream going through it, or people posting stuff on the website, those things appearing on this wall. And some of it would be, to some extent, curated, whether it be presentations that are happening. Some of it would just be completely crazy and kind of mixed up. And yeah, you can be able to do things like digital graffiti or real graffiti, which would be much more fun. And also trying to like visualize aspects of the conference. So one thing I really want to do is visualize the map where people have come from and show how through the years maybe we're broadening participation and the global south starts growing as opposed to being this kind of tiny, massive America and Europe kind of thing. And just using it to sort of get people thinking and discussing more about the summit. Am I missing anything? No.
The screens. What about the screens?
So big screens of some variety or form in front of the rooms, showing what's happening in those rooms. Tim, do you want to explain more detail?
Oh, what was it? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Somebody came up with it.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was saying, you were saying that the parties should be abducted onto a bus, taken away to the party place, and there's no way to get back, so you stay there and have fun instead of wandering.
Okay, so ours, we started as the core idea of our building is the idea of diversity, of culture and of opinion, and these are issues which raised by the lady who wanted to just list her ideas. And they're very, very important. And also the idea of translation of language, bridging those divides, and also bringing in people from outside of the movement to offer new perspectives. And yeah, this is the other thing we did is that we needed to consider that places where formal presentations go down are often different to what's needed for workshop sessions like this. So here's what the stage is about.
Okay, so we've designed a multi-story glass building. This is our architectural remixer. The bottom floor is where all of the conferences are happening, keynote room and other breakout rooms. And the second floor, with glass floors, we have projections of everything that's happening in each room going on to the wall, video displays on the wall of every room. Every participant in the conference has a headset that allows them to switch between conversational threads in any of the rooms. And that switching gets recorded as their personal remix on the conference. So that each floor rotates, so you can align yourself over, as a media, and choose to, kind of remix how it's viewing from keynote to breakout. Each of the floors has a balcony, so, as you get overwhelmed with the sensory experience of your remixing, you go out on the balcony and mingle with nature. Interestingly, we picked up on the sushi remix idea as well. So we have a designated sushi quadrant and a series of chefs from a variation. Our chefs come from around the world, and they're all working in the sushi medium, but globally.
Doesn't mean it has to be implemented if two groups come up with the same idea.
I'll talk about that now.
Yeah. So we think this is viable.
What's the business model?
Business models, we need a $800 million grant.
Cool, thank you. Just after this is, we'll put the videos up on iCommons website, and we'll get people to comment and vote on some of the ideas in the presentations or in the videos. So that might be a cool way of getting other people outside of this to comment on the sushi idea, which I really love. Does anyone have any final comments about how they'd really like to be involved, or any ideas about how we could keep this conversation going?
Question, is this going to become a node?
Yes.
Great.
Explain. Okay, yeah. So what this means is there'll be a node on iCommons site, and it's just a way of getting people to be able to join the conversation about the project. So
quarterly meeting in Second Life or on a Skype cast or something, but give us for it to be a planning meeting about this, but just give us the date a long way ahead of time, so they're in the diary, and you focus people's attention at regular times in the diary. Much easier to do than sort of constant peripheral attention to a list. It's kind of difficult, but to be able to devote quarterly a couple of hours to it sounds like a really good idea.
Okay, one idea that I've seen working really well with iSoc is to have one day every month or every 2 months where everyone just hangs out there they do it on IRC. We could decide as a group. Would anyone have a problem with trying it out in Second Life? If it fails miserably, we can try another way, but does anyone have a problem with, other than us? We can try, we'll make a plan.
I've got a suggestion with regards to that specifically.
Okay, cool.
There are certain sound servers that can meet Second Life as well as kind of audio stream at the same time. So for those people who wouldn't want to meet in Second Life, you could use Ventrilo or things like that.
Okay, so we can have a discussion about that because I have no idea what that's about, but yeah, that sounds really practical.
Also, you
I mean, you can have people in Second Life who are then on an IRC plan as well, telling people in an IRC discussion what's going on. That really helps as well when people use different media. But I was going to say there's a lot of requests for film and art and practitioners and really good stuff to look at here. And it just reminded me of a thing called Another Art World is Possible, which is happening. So you know about this already. Cool. Okay, excellent.
I think we need a proper curator with that in mind.
Okay, so